I'm Noodles. I'm going to try to answer some of your questions about the new album. The first question I have here... Oh, I'm Noodles from the Offspring. You probably figured that out. You're on our website. All right. The first question is, do you have a title for the new album? Not yet. We're working on it. It's either going to be one of the titles of the songs or a line from one of the songs, probably. We're just trying to wait we're thinking about that. We've got a couple of choices. We just haven't figured it out yet, but we'll get there. The album is done. It's in the can, so don't worry about it. It's all recorded. We're not changing anything. We're out of the studio, except for rehearsals. I'm loving it. I'm stoked. This is probably one of the most rocking records we've done in a long time, I think. There's so many great rock songs on it. Just some fast punk rock stuff. Some of the stuff reminds me, of stuff we were doing 20 years ago. Some of the stuff reminds me of bands we were listening to 30 years ago. So I'm very excited about it. And then there's a couple other things that are a little different. I think there's only one surprise on this record for you guys, and I hope you like that one as well. Only part of the record was really recorded in Maui on the last record, and this time I don't know, we kind of went back and forth. We were in and out of the studio. Dexter he'd have a couple songs, would be working on them. Bob would be around, we'd all get together and work on them. But we had a good vibe going on in our studio in Huntington Beach. And so that's where we did most of the record. We did some drum tracks up in Hollywood, and then towards the end we did a lot of the mixing and some of the vocals up in Hollywood. But most of the stuff, certainly all the guitar and bass and all that and a lot of the vocals were recorded at our studio in Huntington Beach. And I don't know, we just got a good, comfortable vibe there. Once it becomes too comfortable, then we moved into other studios. But we didn't go to Maui this time, unfortunately. It's a beautiful place. Love recording there. Really, a lot of that came down to who was around. Pete doesn't live in Southern California. Now he lives in Nashville. And then Josh does live in Southern California. I guess, God, they're both great drummers, and we had them in depending on, and I don't know, they each have their strengths, I guess. A lot of the times we used Josh, it was really just because we have a working relationship with him, and we knew he could come in and just nail this pretty quickly, whereas we'd have to fly Pete down. Whenever we had a few songs to go, we'd have Pete come in and give him a shot and do his best. I think if it was just a one-off, we had this idea, we'd call Josh and see if he was available and bring him in. Josh is, phenomenal, great drummer. So is Pete. Pete's phenomenal, great drummer. So a lot of it was just logistics, who could be where, when, and I would play with either of those guys on any song in a heartbeat. They're both very handsome men and decent drummers. So yeah. It's good working with those guys. If you're playing with those guys, you're not having a bad day.